on with this evening's project. So it's quite a simple project, but it's one of those that's quite simple but gives a bit of a wow, and that's mainly because the designer series paper that we're using this evening is doing all the talking for us. So this paper, if you've shopped with Stampin' Up previously, is a returning favourite from last year's autumn winter catalogue, and I have a confession to make in that I had so much of it last year and some of it left that I haven't actually bought any new this year, and this is still my stash from last year. So this is the Brightly Gleaming DSP, and you get this in a 12 by 12 in this year's autumn winter mini catalogue. It's gorgeous paper. So as you can see, it's got copper foiling, and the other colours on this particular pattern are Night of Navy and Pretty Peacock. So I've teamed this one with a Night of Navy ribbon, pine tree from the Pine Tree Punch, and some copper to go with it. And then the base of the box, and I'll try not to get too much glare off my ring light, is copper foil itself. So because the foil has got an extra thickness to it, you've got a really sturdy base for putting this paper lid on. And I'm not going to open it, but the long and short of it is they slide off one another, and inside is a nice little cube for you to put absolutely anything you want. It is a finished size of 4 by 4 by 4, so a good size. And I'm going to show you how to do it, but I'm going to do it with a different pattern. Now, I'm undecided on which pattern to use with my foil this evening, so I'm going to open it to you guys. So I love this pattern, but I'm not sure how well it will go with another navy ribbon on top, and whether that'd be too navy. So I'll leave it to you guys. Do we go left with the navy geometric, or do we go right with the baubles? See what the people say, and that's the one we will go with. She's waiting. What we're leaning towards. Come on, someone say something and I'll go with the first one. Left, right, Liz, you win. So we're going to go with the geometric, which on the other side of it has this stripes, which is, I think that the green in this is Old Olive. I wouldn't say it's Old Olive. Pretty Peacock, Night Navy, and then the accent colour is Very Vanilla on this. Okay, so we'll get cracking. Just going to grab my scoreboard. And the scores on this are very simple. So you need a full sheet of 12 by 12 designer series paper, and you need a full sheet of 12 by 12 foil as well. So it does, when it comes to the foil, it is quite a large piece to be using, but I think you'll agree that this paper deserves a full sheet of foil being used on it. So on the paper first, there's 2 score lines, and you do it on all 4 sides. As what I've done on this is, one, to create a bit of a lip, and also to reinforce the edge of the box. I find sometimes with designer series paper, when you're putting the lid over the bottom of the box, and if you do it multiple times, you can sometimes weaken that edge and make it look a bit tatty, or even tear it, which is not what we want. So I am doing a slightly reinforced edge to it. So the scores will be at 1 inch and at 4 inches on all sides. So I just rotate it, and again 1 inch, 4 inch, rotate, 1 inch, 4 inch, and then on the very last one, 1 inch and 4 inch. And then, not sure how well you see those lines. I don't think you're going to see them that well on either side, but you'll find that you have a network of rectangles with squares down the middle. And then we're going to do the foil. Now what I do with the foil is I hate getting fingerprints or scratches on it, so I turn it over to score it. And we're going to score this at 4 on every side. So 4, I lift it up and I rotate it. Nothing worse than getting those tiny little scratches from just rubbing it across the surface. I also don't like when I get my big grubby fingerprints on it. I find myself polishing the foil again just to get them off. You'll probably see the lines better on that, except on the paper you also have your 1-inch score lines around it. And that is all the scoring that we need to do. I'll just grab my scissors and we're going to do the foil part first. So in fact we won't grab our scissors, we're going to burnish it first. And when burnishing, don't press it too hard. I find it doesn't need it, and you don't want to crack it. Make sure your bone folder's clean as the smallest little thing on it, because of the shiny surface does show up, I have found. But it looks absolutely gorgeous when it's finished. And it's one of those projects that's so easy to put together that makes it look absolutely gorgeous at the end. Right, so that's how we're left with. We've got our, it's like a tic-tac-toe board. So I do it a bit like a pinwheel. I start in the bottom corner and I cut up the edges. So up the score line to the first, and then I wedge this corner square like so, when she does it properly. There we go. And this one, just wedge that corner square. And then, because these are going to fold into each other and they're the same size, I also take a little bit off of there as well. And that's what we want to do on each corner. So we rotate and we go again. Up the side of the square to the first score line, wedge in. And because of the size of the tab, the wedge, if you get a bit overzealous with wedging, it doesn't matter. And then take a chunk off, round again, and again to that first score line, wedge in, and again, and a chunk off. So, did everyone take advantage of the 24-hour punch sale that Stampin' Up had earlier this week? If you did, what did you buy? I'm being very nosy now. I want to know what people purchased with their one, if you're a demo, you're Stampin' Up discount, but 2, with the discount that you got in that sale as well. I got a few purchases of my own, which was good. So there we go. That's the base of the box, and each of those will come up and fold into each other like so. So you've got a sturdy box, because not only do you have your outside layer, you have a bit of a tab behind it as well. So before I bring that together, I'm going to do the paper. When my Take Your Pick tool stops rolling around my desk. There we go. Okay, so now you can't quite see the lines on this, so I'm just going to burnish it, and because it's paper, I'm just going to be a little careful with it. Am I seeing live comments? I'm not sure. I think my Facebook has fallen over. So this is that 1-inch reinforcement that we're going to build into the lid. Somebody just wants to say something to just make sure my Facebook's behaving. Even if you want to tell me off because you can't see my score lines on this pattern. Next time, choose a better pattern, Suzanne. But all I'm doing is going around and burnishing each of those lines so that we get that nice edge. Ah, so it is working. Thank you, Janice. It's just Facebook being a pain, telling me it's not working when it actually is. Right, okay, so how do I show you this? So on the foil we had full squares, and we still have a full square on this, except now we've also got, if I fold it there, you'll see we've got that 1 inch lip in the corner. So what we want to do is similar to what we did previously, but this 1 inch lip is coming into play. So we want to go up the side of the square, when I can find it. Will it be better from the other side? Yeah, better from that side, look, so you can see it better here. You've got your square to there, and then you can just see these 1 inch lines as well. So what we're going to do here is cut up that square to that first score line, and again we're going to pinwheel this like we did the other, like so. And then on this side we're going to, where that 1 inch line is here, we're going to mitre here, and we're going to take that off completely when I can see the left. Thing about shiny paper, seeing your lines, not so good. You bought dandelion wishes and happiest of birthdays. Oh, interesting. I don't think I've got either of those. Maybe I should have paid more attention. So then on this tab, like before, we're just going to take a bit off the edge. So you've got that 1 inch strip, and then I've gone just a little bit further, so that when we bring it into underneath, we're not overlapping and causing a bit of a clash of card. And then I'm just wedging the remaining tab, like so. And that's what we want round each side. Oh, we need to mitre here as well, sorry, on that 1 inch piece. Like that. And then we turn. So, down the score line to the first horizontal, like so. Mitre in that 1 inch on the side, and then take that piece off entirely, like so. Then we've got our 1 metre line, 1 inch line. God, could you imagine if it were a metre? I'm just taking that off. And then again, just wedges on the sides just to make that guaranteed to fold. And round again, and we'll do this on all 4 sides. So I'll try to do this as quickly as I can. So what date are we on? We're on the 25th. So now's probably a good opportunity to mention that there is some amazing offers coming up in October. So aside from the usual hostess offer that I have, there is a DSP sale coming up, so keep an eye out on my blog for more details of that. At the moment, all I know is it will be from the 1st of October, and it's a good offer. And can see you get your hands on, maybe not this paper pack, but paper packs from Stampin' Up at a great deal. What else is coming up? There's something else in October. You've got your last few days of the Get and Go promotion, which is the September promotion for new people into my team. I have welcomed someone into my team this month who took full advantage of that promotion, and not only did she get herself the usual great deal with the starter kit, but she then took full opportunity of getting the additionals that are available only in this promotion. So she managed to bag herself an extra 2 stamp sets and some card packs ready for if she wants to host her own events. I've missed one. I knew I'd miss one. Right, so there we go. All the way around. And all I'm going to do with these bits is stick them in and give them, it doesn't give much purpose apart from just strengthening the edges. So I'm going to do my base first because I like to build my lid around the base. And this is where you get to see the seal technique that I've gathered. So Liz, what did you get? You got Loyal Leaves and Snowman Season. Snowman Season caught my eye, so I think I put that in my bag in the end, in my basket. Now, what have I done with this? This isn't looking good. I don't think I've loaded this in right when I've put it in. Let's try again, shall we? Oh, I know. It's gunked itself up. There we go. So that's a tip for you. If you find your seals not quite running right, either one of them, check just under that lip there, because that's where this seal gets stuck on itself sometimes and can stop the tape from going round properly. Now, have I got that right? I'm not sure. Seaside view. There she is, Debbie. Better late than never, eh? Better late than never. She's going to laugh at me now because something always goes wrong on my lives. And this week it's that my seal's being a pain. In fact, I'm just going to put a new one on and I'm going to sort that after. I think I've got myself a rogue one there. Yeah, because that one's working fine. Right, let's not use error before anyone says anything. So a bit there. I like to put a bit at each end and then some in the middle just to give it a bit extra. I'm going to do that on all 4 tabs. Organising all the kids' coloured pencils and pens. Far more patience than I have when it comes to that. I think my daughter would stick to the organisation, but my son certainly wouldn't. My sons barely stick to stuff that has their name on for school, let alone coloured pencil organisation. Right, so let's bring this base together. So are we just bringing those up to meet each other like so. So that nice neat edge up to the edge that we cut and stick. And again, right, I'm going to push that one in, ready for when I pull it up. Apologies there. There we go. And then last one. And as you can see, it creates quite a big, if you compare it to seal, it creates a nice size box. So then I'm going to pop my seal on the back of these tabs. And then we're going to do the same on the lid. Hey Debs, it's not a live of mine if I don't have some form of blooper in here. I think it was Liz who said my lives are to show you how not to do it. Which she's very right about. So now I'm just popping a bit of glue on the back of these tabs that we're going to reinforce the edges with. And then we can get all this glued together. And then I can show you how I decorated it. I'm going to change it up a little bit tonight because when I put the ribbon on I wasn't fully happy with how it's settled on there. So same as before, bring the big tabs and bring those lines to meet each other, and then you'll see that we've got those tabs left. So I'm just going to do this last one round the box so that I can get it to fit nicely, like so. She says. She's stuck it, you know. The one thing I will say about this seal is that if you do accidentally stick yourself, like I just have, it does let you reclaim things. It's not like, if any of you ever used fuse, if you committed a stick with fuse, that's it, you were done. You wouldn't get to reclaim your project back. It'd pretty much take your project from you, and that'd be it. Whereas seal, unless you rub it down like I am now with the bone folder, you do get a little bit of time where if you do stick wrong, you can save your project. So all I'm doing now is those 1-inch tabs that we had, is just folding them in on themselves and sticking down. One, it helps, as you can see, it helps secure that tab we've already stuck, and two, it gives that bit of reinforcement to the edges so that when we're putting it in and over this box, we're not damaging the sides. And there we go. That's what this one's going to look like. And Liz, actually, looking at it now, I do think you made a good choice with the geometric pattern. Right, okay, so what did I do? On this one, I've made a label, I've put my pine tree on, and I've used, now these carried over into the annual catalogue, but last year they were part of this suite. So they're these, what are they called? They're called the Star Designer Elements, and they're just copper stars, and they're so pretty. So we're going to use one of those as well. Now, I said I was going to change it up. The ribbon on here is from Boho Indigo, and I'm going to use that again. However, as you can see, I wrapped it round to look like a present, but underneath it's a bit bulky, and when you sit it down, it's just not good. It hovers it's bouncing all over the place. Yeah, I don't like it. So I'm just going to put it round once on this one, and I'm going to show my rabbit-eared technique of tying ribbons, which apparently is a bit of a talking point. So we'll get a knot, and then we use rabbit ear, cross them through, and there we go. Let's see. Well, does that work? Yeah, there we go. Make that loop a little bit bigger. We like a big bow on a box like this. Do I want it even bigger? I think I do. No wobbly bottoms. Yeah, I think that's just a wish in life, isn't it? Not just with crafts. I think all women don't want a wobbly bottom. Right, let's fix those loops. There we are, bring that into the middle, and we've got a winner. So as you can see, it obviously wobbles a bit because it's got ribbon under it still, but it's not like this one where it's like Leaning Tower of Pisa. Right, okay, decoration. So I've got 3 pieces of scrap here. I've got a piece of copper foil, piece of Night of Navy, and I've got a piece of Very Vanilla. So we need each of these, not the navy, sorry, these two, vanilla and the foil. Speak for yourself. Well, well, I'm not saying that you ladies have wobbly bottoms, I'm saying I have. And I'd rather my bottom wasn't wobbly, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. So I'm cutting this at 2-inch width by 3-inch in length, and then I'm going to do the same with the copper foil. So I'll do a 3-inch piece first. by 2. There we go, and this is the mini guillotine, which I absolutely love, and unfortunately don't think there's any opportunity to get right now. Right, okay, and then I'm using, and I might have to double check the name of this tag. I think it's called, is it called decorative? Is it called decorative? Let's have a look. So on the punches within the annual catalogue, let's have a look. So where is it? Ah, there it is. It comes as part of the Fancy Phrases bundle and is called the Fancy Tag Topper. So page 169. And all I'm going to do is both these pieces are going to go in that punch like so. Like that. And then we've got one. And then same with the copper, and I'm not printing it right to the end. If you look at my card, I'm literally just printing it so it's just ever so slightly over where the edge of that tag is showing, and that's just because I don't want to waste my card. I've cut a 3-inch. I want to get as much of the card on the label itself rather than being punched off. And then I just lay those on at a little bit of an angle like so, and I'm going to just put a bit of Seal Plus on the back. So where do I want my Seal Plus? I want it on that edge. Like so. So on our angle there. And I want it just so the copper's ever so slightly showing. And then we've got another punch. This is the Pine Tree punch. So last year this was part of the suite with, was it the plaid paper, and I think the stamp set was also called Plaid Tidings. The stamp set's still in the catalogue. Let me find it. It's on my shelf here somewhere. She says. You can never find a punch when you actually want to find it, can you? Or a stamp set, sorry. Oh, there it is. It's perfectly plaid, is the stamp set. And we're just going to punch one of those in Night of Navy. And then a bit of seal on the back of that as well. And I'm just going to centre that at the bottom. Now, you can of course stamp something on there if you'd prefer. But I am using a single stamp set in this project today, which probably goes against the company name, seeing as I'm demonstrating for Stampin' Up, but I think that sometimes you can just let the DSP do the talking. And in this case, I think it's doing exactly that. So if we pop that under there, yeah, we'll pop that there. So again, just for speed, I'm just going to stick this one on with a bit of Seal Plus. But you could use a little bit of twine and tie it round the ribbon so that it actually hangs, and then that way you could write on the back of the foil with your message. You could use glue dots, maybe dimensionals if you just want it there. However you wish to use the label will determine the glue that you use, but they are the two finished cubes, which I absolutely love. I think, and I've said this every week so far, I think these could be what I make my colleagues at work instead. We'll have to see. I don't know what I'm filling them with yet, but this could fit absolutely anything. So if you wanted to send them to your team, if you're already a demo, you can, at full height, fit a seal in it. And at width, how many of it? Oh, you could probably fit 4 of them. So, just ideas. But you could fit lots of goodies in there. You could fit jewellery, scarves. If you're, obviously this is a Christmas box, but you could do it in a baby pattern and maybe use it as a baby gift. You could fit absolutely anything in them. Obviously to to a decent size. I think there's Yankee candles that would fit in them. Not quite the jarred ones, but the larger ones would fit in there. You could even make some of the larger type note cards because it's a 4-inch. So you could do all sorts of cards in there with their envelopes and make it as a more of a luxury box of cards. All sorts of ideas. So which do you prefer? Do you prefer the blue geometric we've just done now? Or there's this version which is with the Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock and Copper and Vanilla pattern here, which is a bit like a... not sure how to describe that pattern, but I love it. I think I'm falling in love with this one now. I think I'm slightly moving on to the geometric side of things. What do we think? And I think that's about it. I think I've done it all. I think I've remembered everything for once. Debs will tell me otherwise. So as always, this video will be available on Facebook. As soon as we've finished, I'll save this to the main page if you wish to watch it back. I will also upload the video onto YouTube, and tomorrow a blog post will be published with all the measurements, all the products, links to all the supplies. And I'll be back again next Friday at the same time, 7:30. And next week will be a surprise for us both because I haven't designed it yet. See, we've got a bit of a split. Some like the blue, some prefer the more the vanilla pattern. Someone mentioned a mug. Yes, it could actually fit in a mug. Obviously making sure you package the mug right inside it and you're not posting it anywhere. Then yes, to hand it over as a gift, a mug would certainly fit in there, definitely. Yeah, I think we've got a 50-50 split here, haven't we, where some have gone for blue, some have gone for the more vanilla. Well, I'm glad you like them, and I will be back again next week and I'll see you all there. If in the meantime you've got any queries or questions, you know where I am. Hit message on my Facebook profile or drop me an email. My email address has changed. I've gone a bit semi-professional, and my email address is now suzanne@hullahbaloo.com. So you can always ping me an email there and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But until next week, bye!